Hello and welcome back to Hollowponds Solo Sagas. So we are continuing our campaign, our solo alien campaign, using the Alien role-playing game from Free League Publishing. We are now on our 16th episode, this being part 5 of Act 2. Of course we don't know what happens yet because we've not done it yet. We are approaching, normally I would do 20 episodes, and so I'll be asking you a question later on around that. But for now, let's get on with the story. Session 16. What's happened? Lots has happened. We began doing it as a freeform campaign. I wasn't too sure what to do next, so now we are playing Chariot of the Gods. Into Act 2, where it feels like we're approaching the end of Act 2, but still quite a while to go. Where did we leave our crew? So the majority of the original crew from the Kronos have died, or one reason or another. We have the crew from the Red Dwarf, our core crew, the 4 from the Red Dwarf, Kat, Crichton, Lister and Rimmer. They are still surviving. We have the one person who was our stowaway crew, the additional crew, who is left is Parks, who was the junior of the dog catchers, who had been put here by Wayland Yutani to do something. We still haven't quite had clarification on that. And we also have a new person who has joined us, who Kat repaired, which is Ava, who is a synthetic who was left behind on the Kronos that we found and then we've repaired. Now, Ava has given us an update as to what has been going on and where things have come from, that they were investigating this black substance, this agent. I believe she said that it came off of a planet. We don't really know that bit very much because Ava doesn't really know that either. That these motes, egg sacs, because I've got some notes, these egg sacs come out and they're dangerous. You can't breathe the stuff in that comes off of them. That the things grow inside, that there's an inoculation which sometimes works, so that's down in the medical bay. We might think about doing that, about being inoculated. And the Ava might suggest that we could inoculate ourselves, because then those things that burst out, such as we would have described what happened to Harrison and to Cooper, she would have explained that that doesn't happen. Now, one of the things that we have worked out is that the comm array definitely needs fixing, because the Kronos keeps warning us that something is coming nearby and then it goes off. So the external comm array, now that would have involved, and I think Ava and Kat would have both said that, I'm trying to remember what I said last time, but I'm going based on the notes in the books, that would require a spacewalk to go outside and fix the external antenna array. And then also we would probably need to fix the inside. Now, I don't know whether that needs us to go into the mother, but there is a full-grown neomorph in with mother at the moment in the computer room for mother. We're at the moment in the mess hall. We're still in the mess hall, which is down here on deck B, the mess hall. We haven't actually looked at the bridge yet. We could go investigate the bridge, and there are various places around that we haven't investigated yet. The corporate suite is out of bounds because it's exposed to vacuum. We went into the armory. We haven't gone into the EVA suit area. I don't think we did, but we haven't investigated here. And we've also got a deck C and a deck D that we haven't investigated either. That Ava told us that to bring the engines back online, we would need to do we need to do external walk. A spacewalk is needed, and we also need to clean up the reactor room. And also, finally as well, we have the air scrubbles that need to be finalised because the air is still they didn't finish doing that. Lister and Harrison didn't finish that before the Red Dwarf had problems and then blew up. What to do next? I think I'm going to give someone a wits roll. They can either do wits or they could have heavy machinery to work out. Wits is more intelligence, so maybe a wits roll to work out that maybe Kat is the most intelligent beyond the synthetics. Even with the synthetics, Kat is the most intelligent, with Ava being next most intelligent. So they would be discussing in the mess room what to do next. Now they do know they need to repair things. So it's where they go and how they distribute the workload. We would need, so cat, have I removed all their stress? Let me just double check that, because I think I said, yes, I did, good. That they all should be clean. So I think we'll give cat an idea, because cat might come up with an idea that it's best to send the Ava and Crichton to go do the air scrubbers, because they don't have to breathe. That, or Lister needs to have an EV suit with EVA suit with all oxygen in it. No, Cat doesn't come up with that, so we'll give Ava the go, who also has 5 wits. Yeah, so Ava suggests that she and Crichton could go repair the air scrubbers, and that might be safe for them to do. Now, the other thing that needs to be done is the reactor. The reactor control room needs to be cleaned out, which I believe is this bit here down on deck C. I think Parks, so the thing about Parks is Parks has an agenda that he wants to go around and get stuff and like nick stuff. Now I was thinking over the week that he probably would be have assessed Lister as being quite someone to rely upon, because though he did bust Lister's eye by booting him in the head, Lister actually fought back when nobody else did. So Lister may be up there in Parks' admiration. And if Parks wanted a partner in crime, Lister might be, as a roughneck, might be a person that Parks might pick. So Parks might try and separate Lister off by himself, which would then leave Rimmer and Cat. The external comm array, the comm array needs to be fixed. That requires a spacewalk, but also getting the engines going. So we could have Rimmer and Cat, so I've just read what's outside. Rimmer and Cat could go outside to fix the comm array, but I don't know whether they're going to want to. Rimmer definitely won't want to, but they would then need to go and get EVA suits from the EVA suit place so they could go outside. Parks and Lister could go down and clean the engine room, and then Crichton and Ava could go clean the air scrubbers. But that of course means splitting the party, which isn't the best thing to do. So somebody needs to try and think tactically about that. Now, who has command? I think so. Rimmer is the only one with actual command. So I might roll Rimmer's command, which is 3 for empathy, 3 for command, to see if Rimmer thinks splitting them up is a bad idea. No, he doesn't. Nobody questions that at all, and they are all going to happily go their separate ways. So we will do that. First off, they need to fix up their suits. So Rimmer and Cat do not have a... Well, Cat had that makeshift suit, but I think Cat gave that to someone. I think Crichton put that on, didn't he, the makeshift suit? But he doesn't need the oxygen. So Parks' air is down. Cat's air, it says Cat's air is down. So Cat and Rimmer don't have functioning suits. All right, so they need to redo the air in their suits. Now there's the EVA room, so I'm going to assume the EVA room has an air supply that can redo suits. So they're all going to go off to the EVA room to see how many suits are there and to fix up the suits, and then they will split up and go separate ways. Although Crichton and Ava could just go off to do the air scrubbers by themselves first, because they don't need suits. So we'll do that. We'll have Crichton and Ava are going to suggest they go off and start fixing stuff up now. So they're going to go off and fix up things. We'll do a roll for them in a minute. The 4 remaining are going to head towards the EVA room, which is over here. So we will have Crichton and Ava will head around and then attempt to cut. Oh no, they could just come here. Are going to head in to the air scrubber shaft and attempt to make changes into the air scrubber shaft. So they're going to start doing that now. We will have the rest of them are going to come over to the EVA area over here. Now they are going to have to continue tracking food and water, because they might need to go and get some food and water somewhere else. This is all done. They'll need to go down into the stores, which are further down in deck D. There's a massive storage area down in deck D if they run out of food, because that's all the food they have up here. So they're consuming food as they go. So let's do a roll for the... Oh no, they're just coming in here. That'd be easy. We don't have... That's not 2 areas. They're going to go in and start fixing up that. let them tick along. That's going to take a while, a couple of hours. Our rest of us are going to come up into the EVA suit. So that's 1, 2 areas and then EVA suit rooms. Nothing happens weird. They go into the EVA room. We've got Rimmer has a pulse rifle. Lister has his shotgun. Parks has a pulse rifle. Cat has nothing. I don't think Cat has a weapon. If anyone offers one to Cat, Cat has no training in range combat. I don't think Cat's going to want one. Cat's going to want to try and stay as low profile as possible. So, EVA room. There are 2 bulky EVA suits equal to the Eco All-World Survival suits. Alright, they're bright red and armoured apparently. So we will say that they will spend a couple of turns there and they're going to refill the oxygen for all of their suits. I mean, it's not bad, these suits. They've got air supply of 6 and an armour of 4. So they're better than, definitely better than Lister's suit, which is an armour rating of 2, and Parks has an armour rating of 3 and less air. They all get their suits and they get fixed up. That takes, I don't know how long it will take them to refill the suit, but we'll give a roll to see if something happens. Nope. Okay, so they are going to need to get outside. Now, how are they going to get outside? So the only airlocks I can find are down here on deck D. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and this one here, of course, opens up. So I don't want to open up those, but there's these airlocks here that they're going to have to go out of to try and fix up the external parts of the engines. And as Cat's going outside, then Cat would be doing the comm array. So Cat will go outside to help fix the comm array. And there's also stuff that the engines need to be done, but I don't think they have heavy machinery high enough. They don't have heavy machinery at all. So the only person left to go out and do that is Dave. But Dave's going to go and try and fix up the reactor room first. Now, the reactor room is down on deck C, is down here, which means that they might be able to go. Now, how do you get into the vehicle bay? Oh, here we go. There's these lifts here. That gets you down into the vehicle bay. So that's here. So they're up here. They're trying to look at the map and find out. They're going to have to come around here to get into this lift here. And then from that, they'll be able to go down to where the reactor room is and then down to where the vehicle bay is. So they're all tooled up. They've done a roll. They're going to go down, make their way down there. So that from EVA suits is a 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 bits. So that's 2 of these rolls. So this gets them outside the mess hall. Okay. Something happens outside the mess hall. Now I think we've had the alarm go off enough. We will have a look at, see if there's any other encounters fire. I don't know if there is. Otherwise, we know that we've got a neomorph wandering around, and we know that there's Flynn moving around, and we could have another abomination wandering around as well. But there's definitely Flynn, and there's definitely neomorph. So we will do this again. We will say that we will have positive, it's neomorph, negative is Flynn, unsure, and we'll roll some keywords and see what happens. So nothing, negative, Flynn. All right, so as they come wandering down, maybe Flynn's hungry. So Flynn had gone to the mess hall. They've come down, they get to about this part here, because they've not quite even got to the lift to go down. And as they start walking by, the door opens. So we've only got the 4 of them. Crichton and Ava have now gone. They've been over here refilling all their suits. They've all got suits on at the moment. And the door, they're not got the helmets down, so they're not consuming oxygen. And as they start walking past, the door opens, and then this weird, disgusting looking creature with elongated arms. So was that? No, Flynn was the one, not Flynn, it's Johns. Johns is the one that didn't come back. Flynn is dealt with. Flynn's floating off in space. Johns is the other one. Comes wandering out of that doorway and basically almost bumps into them. So we will make them make a sort of, I'll make them make an observation roll. Let me find Johns though. So they've moved out of the doorway. So as they're coming past, out of the doorway steps Exo Johns, wearing his executive officer uniform. It's all torn. There's strange mutated looking liquids dripping from sores along his elongated arms. His hair has basically gone and his head is like the bone has grown too fast and he's disjointed and the skin has begun to crack. As he steps out, and we will do a observation roll for all of them, and the ones who succeed get to be in initiative order with John's, and the ones who fail don't get to act this turn, and will then step in afterwards. That's Cat. Cat gets 2 hits, so Cat is in order, which is not very useful to them. Parks only has a 3. Parks is seen, so Parks turns and his killer instincts kicking. We have got Dave Lister has got a 4 for wits, a 1 for observation, but because of his bust eye that still has like 6 days to heal, he's down 2. Dave Lister, he could push. No, we won't push because it's not active. So Lister is not aware of what's going on. And then we've got Rimmer, who has also got 3 for wits. Nothing as well. So Rimmer and Lister are maybe slightly behind, or maybe Rimmer and Lister are standing at the door. The door slides open. John sort of like lumbers out with long arms, makes this god-awful screeching noise, and then dives in where Cat and Parks can react. Lister and Rimmer are unable to react. So we will give initiative order for the 3 of them. So we have the Neomorph, so gets 2 of these. So Neomorph's first card, a 2. Second card, a 1. I did shuffle these. Cat, a 4, though you wouldn't think it. And Parks, a 5. You really wouldn't think it, but I just shuffled them. Well, that works well because that means that Rimmer and Lister will be coming in behind. So because we've got 1, 2. So one of them might get a 3, I guess. So door slides open. The Neomorph dripping viscous material, maybe clutching some empty cans of food that's already, or some wrappers, because it wouldn't eat, but it would have this overwhelming desire to eat. Steps out, lets out a screech, and then acts on turn 1. So it being a full-blown Neomorph, it being a full-blown Ectomorph now, it has its own special attack chart. A 2 fist strike. The abomination strikes its victim with a powerful punch. Roll for the attack with the base of 10 dice, damage 1. So it's going to be 1 to 3 Rimmer, 4, 5, 6 Lister. 4, 5, 6. So Lister. So it charges in to attack Lister. I don't know whether Lister. Maybe we can give Lister a chance to defend himself, but at -2. So he can use close combat at... No, he can't. Well, no, we'll use close combat at -2 because I don't think giving him no defense. Or was that bit? No, no defense seems right. So it just charges in and attacks Lister. It could kill Lister. It gets 2 hits. Fist strike, victim powerful punch, roll the attack with base 10, damage 1. So that does 2 points of damage against Lister. Lister has his compression suit on, so that gives him an armor rating of 2, negating 1. So 1 point of damage goes through as it smashes into Lister, knocking him across the corridor and against the far wall. That's its turn 1. It then is now standing in the corridor amongst them, so we can say that Lister and Rimmer have... Lister is standing against the wall there, it's standing right in front of him, and then Rimmer has been pushed down. We still have Cat and Parks over here. It now goes on turn 2. A 3, throw. The abomination grabs the victim and tries to slam it into the nearest hard surface. Roll for the attack using 9 base dice, damage 1. If the attack hits, the victim lands prone at short range from the abomination, dropping it. So we will say that it will grab Lister and chuck him down towards Rimmer, or that's what it's going to attempt to do. That's 9 dice. 2 hits. Lister's armor again could try and defend him. Nothing. So Lister is picked up and thrown. He's got 1 hit point left now. Lister has been picked up and thrown down and hit the ground over here near where Rimmer is. The shotgun that Lister was carrying has clattered onto the ground over here, and Lister is now laying prone on this end. We have Cat and Park standing over here and the neomorph in the middle. We now have Cat. Cat is going to have, I think they all will need to have stress dice, but we'll do it as we roll around to them. Cat takes 1 stress dice and then needs to make a panic roll. 7, which is in line for Cat. I mean, that was the only thing. Cat begins to twitch, so he goes up by 1, and then Parks, who's standing next to him, goes up by 1. So he begins to twitch and panic. Now, what is he going to do? So far, Cat has not done anything, so Cat is going to use his turn to come down to the end of the corridor down here. He's going to just move, double move, whatever the move is, to get himself as far away as possible, leaving Park standing there and the abomination roaring in the middle of the corridor. Cat done. Parks is going to ready himself in case it attacks him next. So he has his quick action to defend himself. And then he is going to level his pulse rifle at the neomorph standing in the middle of the corridor and pull the trigger. Parks has a ranged combat of 4. I must put it up. He has a agility of 4. The pulse rifle gives him a +1. Range wise, it's a short range, which I think is all right. Where have we got over here? He isn't aiming because he's going to use his quick action not to aim, but to ready himself to defend himself. He's at short range and he is going to pull the trigger, and there's no dim list, no anything. It's just that. That's it. He's got 1 stress dice. No hits. He is going to put another stress dice in and re-roll that because there's a lot of dice there and he didn't get a single hit. He could go at full auto, but that's a bit dangerous. One measly little hit, but at least he didn't panic. It's armor piercing, which means it halves its armor. It has an armor of 3. If we half that, we're going to half that and keep it up. So it's 1 damage. All goes through. The damage on the pulse rifle is 2 points of damage against John's, who has so much health it's unbelievable at this point in time. Right, that is the end of that turn. Now, next turn we get Lister and Rimmer can now be included into the mix. So we will have for Lister, goes on a 6, Rimmer goes on a 10. So the neomorph goes first. It stands in the middle, it howls, it rolls a 6. Head crush. The abomination grabs the victim's head and tries to crush it with its bare hands. Roll for the attack using 7 base dice, damage 1. If the attack causes damage, it automatically triggers critical injury 64, even if the victim is not broken, killing the victim outright. Oh, okay, so there's probably 2 that it could go for, which is Rimmer and Parks. Parks, having just shot it, is the highest probability. So we'll go 1 to 4 is Parks, 5 and 6 is Rimmer. 6. It's Rimmer. Okay, so it is going to charge into Rimmer, who is on the board at the moment. It does, how many dice did I say? Did I say 7 base dice? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's going to charge at Rimmer, getting 1 hit. Rimmer has got his armor on, but he also can use his quick action. He's going to use his quick action to try and defend himself. He has 5 for his close combat. So it got 1 hit. Failing, but he will push that with 1 stress dice. Oh, 2 hits. Okay, so it runs forwards with both hands, clamps them over Rimmer's head, and as it begins to squeeze, Rimmer ducks down and sort of curls into a little ball and starts to scream with the stress dice, starts to scream, "Get away from me, get away from me." So that was Rimmer's, so it's now standing over Rimmer. Its next go 3, throw. It will then attempt to pick up Rimmer and throw him. Rimmer will use his slow action as a fast action to, basically he's going to use up the whole of his turn now. So we'll take Rimmer out because Rimmer is going to defend and he's going to use up his whole turn now. So it now attempts to throw Rimmer by grabbing him from the ground and just chucking him past Parks and further down, that's 9 base dice, isn't it? It's 3, 6, 9. Rimmer doesn't know how close he was to dying just then. This is trying to chuck Rimmer. 2 hits this time. Rimmer has his 5 for 5 and 1 stress dice versus 2 hits. 1 hit. Rimmer is going to chuck another stress dice in there and try and re-roll these. He needs to get 2 hits. Failing. Okay, so he gets 1 hit, so one of these is negated, being 1 damage. So he's picked up and chucked across, though he does have his armor. So he will attempt to then negate that 1 that's left with the armor. He needs to get 1 hit with this. Oh, 2. Okay, so it's trying to grab him to throw him, but the armor, this EVA suit is just a bit too big and too bulky, and it can't quite get its arms around to throw, and it's attempting to leverage Rimmer and isn't able to actually move Rimmer very much. That was the Neomorph, that's Rimmer. Now we've got Cat, who is down the end. What can Cat do anything? Cat is going to try and observe a weakness. So if Cat can get a hit, he is going to try and assist Parks by shouting at Parks, shoot, hit there. So Cat is going to try and be helpful, and Cat is going to roll observation, which is a 3 and a 5 and a 2. And Cat is going to try and get a hit to give Parks an extra dice for Parks' shot. Okay, that would be a hit. He's got a 2, so that's 5. So Cat is terrified. He's nervous. He's got nerves and he's nervous twitch, but he keeps it contained and shouts at Park that, I don't know, the back of its skull seems to be quite a weak spot, and that gives Park an extra dice for Park's go, which is now Parks. Parks will level the pulse rifle at the Neomorph, giving 1 for the pulse rifle, 1 for Cat's assistance, 4 for agility, 4 for range combat, 2 stress dice. As Parks levels, is he going to use up his... He didn't get attacked, so he is going to, at even, will roll 2 dice on top of this. He's going to aim as well. So we've got 2 hits. He gets to roll 2 more, and then he's got to roll a panic. 2. So he's got 2 hits, and he rolls a panic, 5, which is a 7, which is a twitch, which means his stress goes up, and Cat's stress goes up. But he does get 2 hits on the Neomorph. Armor piercing, which means he gets 2 dice rolls. 1 being negated, so 2 points of damage through to John's. As that obviously was really good advice from Cat, and the round passes through a part of the back of John's elongated skull, but he still doesn't seem to pay much attention to it. So that's Parks. Now we've got Lister. Lister's on the ground. Lister is going to, whilst on the ground, he is going to use his fast action to pick up his shotgun from on the ground, and then from the ground he's going to attempt to shoot the Neomorph. I'm going to give him a -1, which is the same as being medium range because he's on the ground, and it's not easy to shoot from on the ground. So Lister, he's not good at this. Lister has 3 for agility, 1 for range combat, -2 for the eye, -1 for being on the ground. So he's got 1 dice. That's basically all he's got for doing this. Oh, hold on. And he's got +2 because it's a shotgun. So he's got 3 dice. Only range is at short range because he is at short range because that's how far he's thrown. So he shoots at the Neomorph, who is sort of quite close to him anyway. Missing. He's going to put down 1 stress dice and try and re-roll that. Come on, Lister. No. Okay, so that goes off. It's in a corridor, so there's no external facing part. It's all internal. There's no way it can pierce the hole. That's it. That's the end of his go. Did anyone? Oh, Parksy got a stress dice, didn't he? So that means Parksy needs to reload. That was Lister. We are back to the top. Now, it is on half hit, so it might try and run away, possibly. Back to the top, the Neomorph. The Neomorph is been shot at, but it didn't do any damage because the shot went wide, but another shot from Parks hit. Parks is going to need to reload. Reloading, I think, is a slow action. Reloading is a slow action, so Parks is no good at this time. So it is going to do an attack. A 4. Pounce. The abomination leaps onto its victim like a big monkey. Roll for the attack using 8 base dice. If the attack hits, the victim is knocked to the ground. Drops any weapon, handheld items, and immediately makes panic roll. The abomination then starts pounding the victim with its powerful fists. This is resolved as an immediate bonus attack with 12 base dice. Wow. Okay, so Parks will use his fast action to defend himself. It gets a 8 dice. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dice attack on Parks. Getting 2 hits. Parks is going to, whilst attempting to reload, Parks will attempt to defend himself. So he's got a save against the 2 hits, which is he's got 2 for close combat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for strength. And at the moment he has 3 stress dice. He needs to get at least 2 hits. He gets 3 hits, but he also has to roll stress. He's fine, so he saves that, and he's got 3 hits. So as it pounces forwards, he uses he's reloading the pulse rifle, wherever the reload big thing at the bottom is. As he's sliding it in, he sees this big thing diving forwards, and he spins and just knocks it to the ground using the butt of the pulse rifle. So that was his fast action. It might need to use it again. Neomorph again. 3 throw. This time, so it's near Parks. It's going to attempt to throw Parks. So Parks is going to not reload. Parks is going to have to use his slow action as a fast action to defend himself, possibly. 9 base dice attempting to dive upon Parks and then throw him down the end of the corridor with Lister and Rimmer. 1 hit. Parks could just rely upon his armour, but I don't think he's going to. He will use up his final action in this round, taking Parks out of this action and attempting to defend himself against being thrown down the corridor. 2 hits. So Parks nimbly dodges to the side, fumbling the reload at the time, meaning he's going to have to restart the reload on his turn, which is after Cat. Cat is now down the end of the corridor. What can Cat do? If I give Cat a mobility roll, could Cat reload Parks' pulse rifle? Alright, Cat is going to attempt to make a mobility roll. He might panic in the process of doing this because it's scary, but he doesn't want this thing to come down and kill him. He could just run away, but he doesn't know what he's running away into. Well, I'm going to make him make a stress roll. 8 is trembling. He didn't do the freeze. He could frozen. 6, 7, 8, 9, 9. Tremble. All right, he's scared, but he is going to attempt to go and do a reload. I mean, he could fail this and then then he could freeze or something. So he has 3 for his agility, 1 for mobility, and he's got 3 stress dice at the moment. He's going to attempt to run down and reload. Basically, take the magazine that Parks has fumbled and attempt to slam it in place. Oh, he does 2 hits. All right, so that's really cool. So Cat runs down, buffers because he didn't get a panic dice, steadies his nerves, runs down, takes the magazine out of Parks's hand, and as it's still in Parks's hand, he kind of leans around him, and then Parks, and then what Cat does, they grab the magazine, slam it in, and then step back in a kind of, hopefully, look not knowing whether he's done the right thing or not. Then we have, so Parks is now, I'll do that, Parks is reloaded. This is now reloaded. So what I've been doing to remind myself is I've got the post-it notes, as you can see, and then I'm writing on it if like a thing like they've fallen over or anything like that, if it's needed. That's Cat has done Cat's bit, Parks did Parks' bit. Sadly, Parks didn't get to fire, but Parks has got one of the M4A1 is used up. He's got the incinerator. He could try using the incinerator on it. I don't know whether that would... It's not susceptible to fire damage, but he could still use the incinerator on it. We now have Lister. Lister didn't fail the shot, but Lister is still... so Lister's on the floor. He does have the shotgun in his hand. He can use his fast action to stand up. So he uses his fast action to stand up, and then he's going to use his slow action to shoot. So he doesn't have that -1 anymore, which I think all in all would mean that he now has 2 dice, doesn't it? He has 2 dice and 1 stress dice. Oh no, 3 dice and 1 stress dice. So let's start at the beginning, because otherwise I'll forget what it is. So he has 3 for agility, 1 for range combat, and 2 because it's a shotgun, and he has 1 stress dice. He gets -2 because of his eye, and I gave him -1 because of being on the floor. So it's actually, he gets 4 dice and his stress dice. No hits. Stress dice. 1 hit. That's all right, but the only problem is it's doubling the armor roll, which is 3. So it's got 1 hit and it's got 6 armor dice. Oh, no saves. Okay, and this does 3 points of damage. So a burst goes off into the back of John's head, doing 3 bursting. It's only got 2 hit points left. Small parts of brain matter and organic matter that looks like armor is splattered across the corridor towards where Cat and Parks are standing. Parks probably shouts, mind what you're doing. Rimmer, who's at the end of the corridor, Rimmer has a pulse rifle in his hands. Rimmer has a pulse rifle in his hands. Rimmer has quite a good range combat now because he spent points. So Rimmer is going to level the pulse rifle at this fella malady. He has 2 for agility. He has 3 for range combat now. The pulse rifle gives him a +2. He has 2 stress dice at the moment. He is going to level at at John's, and he's going to shout, "Duck!" Getting 2 hits. That's not bad. 2 hits. The Neomorph has 3 armor. It's AP rounds, so that halves to 1, but 1/2 it rounds up. Getting 1, so 1 goes through, doing sadly only 1 point. Oh, pulse rifle doing 2 points of damage. Didn't I say he had 2 points left? Doing 2 points on his last 2 points. The Neomorph gets blasted in the back by a pulse, by a burst of pulse fire, and sort of falls forwards to its knees. And we now roll on its critical, because it will go next, which is what would happen. We now roll on the critical injuries table. A 2. Wounded, the Neomorph staggers, bleeding severely. It gets speed -1, down to a minimum of 1, losing the lowest initiative card, but regains 1 point of health. Roll a d6 at the start of each round. On a 1 to 3, it tries to escape. Okay, so now it's back on 1 point of hit points. It loses its lowest initiative card, which is initiative 2. We are now at the top of the round. We roll a d6. On a 1, 2, 3, it will attempt to escape. That's 6. Nope, it's instead, it is really angry, and it's going to attempt to do its stuff. A 2, fist strike. The abomination strikes his victim with a powerful punch. Roll for the attack with 10 base dice. It is going to run into Rimmer, who just shot it, using 10 base dice and attempt to smash Rimmer in the face. doing 1 hit. Rimmer is going to use his quick action to defend, which is a 4, 5, 2 stress dice. He needs to roll at least a 1. Failing, he will go burst up by 1 more stress to attempt to push that. I'm going to move this one out of the way. Needs at least 1 hit from this. He gets 1 hit, but he also gets his panic dice. 3, it's a 6, he's fine. So he defends against it. So it comes charging forwards and attempts to punch him. Rimmer goes to the side, it smashes its fist into the wall. That's its turn. 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we have Cat. Cat will back down the corridor, staying clear. Parks is going to scream, get out the way to Rimmer, and then Parks is just going to attempt to shoot Johns, who's down the end. So Parks is going to move to use his quick action. He's going to aim actually. So he's got 5. No, he's got 4 for agility, and then 4 for range combat. He's got 2 for the pulse rifle. We'll roll. No, he's got 1 for the pulse rifle. Sorry, and 3 stress dice, and then he gets to roll 2 more because he's going to aim. He's got 3 hits, and he gets to roll 2 more. 3 hits. So 3 hits go piling down. There's no way it can roll its armor. Can defend against that 1. Okay, so 2 hits go through, doing pulse rifle doing 3 points of damage, killing it again, meaning that it rolls a 6, torn apart, instant death. The neomorph is torn apart or crushed amid shrieks of rage, severely mutilated. So Parks steps forwards, firing as he goes, bursts as he goes of fire as it's against this far doorway here, and he just keeps stepping forwards, firing as it's there. Did I roll a neomorph again? Oh, I can't remember. It's end of the combat anyway. Firing until he's standing over this broken pile that was Exo Johns. And as I clean up after that combat, I will take this advantage to say thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for watching this up to this point. Hopefully you enjoy the story and the development, and I help you with learning Alien. If you're not a subscriber and you are watching this, whether it's your first time or your probably 100th, there's a number of videos I've done, can I ask if you would mind subscribing? That would be absolutely awesome, as it helps things go. Thank you very much to everyone for all your subscriptions, all your watch time, all your comments, all your encouragement. It is really appreciated. And I will mention at the end, but I'll mention now as well. Thank you very much to the Adventurers Guild who have joined the membership, and we will now roll on. So they will, as a crew, Crichton isn't here to help them with their stress. We will have all of them are going to take advantage of this situation to have a bit of a breather. We'll make them all make food and water rolls and see what goes down, and they can all lose 1 point of stress as they are going to use their object of choice to reduce their stress. One person got battered in that was Lister. If I remember rightly, it's about 10 minutes per hit point. So we'll give them 10 minutes breather, and he can go down by 1 hit point to 2 hit points. And the rest of them are all going to quickly roll food and water rolls. You can watch me do this if you like, or I'll cut it. I'll see in the edit whether I cut it or not. They all lost something apart from Cat, who came out scot fine. Mostly it was water that went down. Lister was food. So obviously they needed to have a bit of a drink and a bit of an eat, and Cat didn't feel that they needed anything. So they will get across, and we'll allow them to get into the lift and then start to make their way down. They will first off go down to deck C that they haven't been to yet, and the lift will open up here at deck C. There's a catwalk across here which can look down over here, and there's a various bits of catwalk and stuff we can see that comes across for them to get down to the reactor room. Maybe there, because I was thinking maybe Parks would say, I'll come down with you, but I think Parks just wants to get this sorted out. And also have a word with Lister and say, all right, maybe whilst they're outside and they're repairing the other bit, we can have a look for stuff that we can stick in a bag and keep. And they can have a look what's going on. So let's see, as that door opens there, let's have a look and see if there's anything particular for cargo bay C catwalks. The catwalks overlook the vehicle bay. A crane on the ceiling track loads cargo to and from the vehicle bay and the cargo deck. Aside from directly in front of the cargo bay doors, the catwalk has a railing on either side, and only way to reach the technical section from this deck is to cross it. So they come out here, so the only way to get across and over here is to go across these thin catwalks which look over there. Alright, so what we've got, there's some coolant tanks, and we've got this bit over here. Okay, so they need to clean up the reactor room apparently. Alright, so we will have Parks say to Rimmer, good luck, look after Cat, they need to get that work done. Lister, you're with me. And then he will step out of the lift and then they'll start to walk over this way towards the reactor room. That is Lister and Parks that we'll deal with after we've dealt with Rimmer and Cat. So Rimmer and Cat will come down to the next floor and they will step out of the lift and they can hear Parks and Lister carefully and slowly walking across, and they can see each other as they're walking across this way. And so what we might have is then Rimmer and Cat, they will be walking across here and come into here. All right, let's have this bit for, we'll do one for both of them. So this is for Rimmer and Cat. Okay, this is for Lister and Parks. They're fine. Okay, now I know what that is. So what we've got here is what it said was, Comrade, repairing this requires a spacewalk, 4 turns of work and a Comtech roll. Only 1 PC rolls, but others can help. A stage 4 abomination is hibernating on the outer hull. Have they faced a stage 4 abomination yet? A stage 4 beluga head. All right, so I'm going to dig John's back out, and John's is going to become our stage 4. 6 armor. This is outside, crawling around. So it says it's hibernating outside. So we've got our outside, I've called it outsider. So that I rolled is as they go outside, they come through the airlock and they're terrified. They cycle the airlock. Rimmer's checking the pulse rifle is okay. Rimmer has 1 reload for this pulse rifle. Checking his pistol is on the belt and accessible on the outside of the EVA suit. They're both closing up their EVA suits. Let's put, oh, they're over there anyway. They're both closing up their EVA suits. They step outside and they are on the outer hull of the ship. They lock their metallic boots into place on the outer hull of the ship and they begin to slowly clomp their way across. I'm going to ask them both to make an observation roll because we are now going to get to discover why the alarm kept going off. And this might chug us into Act 3 after we've done this bit because they've gone outside and I did them first. So we'll make an observation roll. So Cat has got a 5 and a 3 and 2 panic dice. So we're asking them to make observation rolls. Cat gets 1 hit. That'll be enough. Lister has a 3 for wits, nothing for observation, 2 stress dice. Lister gets 1 hit as well, so Lister notices, and 2 and 2 is 4. They both notice that drifting, I don't know, X kilometres, so as it's only about that big, out of range is a ship, which looks mysteriously like the ship that scanned them just before they left orbit of wherever it was that they were orbiting. We're on the water run, the first part, way back at the beginning, that police-looking ship that scanned them and didn't communicate with them at all is floating way out, seeming to observe them. And as they're both looking at the ship and noticing the ship, I'll make a note that we've seen the ship. This is now kicking in. This will now kick into Act 3. I'm going to write the ship, which we'll do We'll do this encounter bit and then we'll close. So at the beginning of next session, that ship needs to make observation roll. If it observes them, we'll have it come in and dock because they know they've been spotted. If it doesn't observe them, then they know that there's a ship out there observing them. That then distracts them from our abomination, which is going to come in from behind and attempt to charge into them. Now I think a level thingamajiggity abomination has speed, oh no, it's still got a speed of 2. Stage 4 is a beluga head, still has a speed of 2. Speed 2, health 10, armor rating 6. Oh, okay, I can just use this bit here. Yeah, speed 2, health 10 it says, armor 6. That's right. Oh yeah, half armor, 3 against fire, so they could have used fire against it. Okay, speed 2, it goes first. Well, let's see who goes first. It goes on a 7 and a 9. So it comes charging forwards and they can feel the vibrations in the hull as there's a clomp, clomp, clomp as it starts to sort of clomp along the hull. I've no idea how it's still on there. Maybe it's got, it went outside and turned when it was outside, so it's wearing a magnetic boots. Who was that? We'll have that as, who's gone outside? Cat's gone outside, hasn't he? And then Rimmer. Oh, Rimmer. Rimmer on a 10. We didn't want Rimmer on a 10. So, we have Cat and Rimmer outside. Oh yeah, I gave Cat a 1 for close combat for dodging things. So we have Neomorph, Cat, Neomorph, Rimmer. Okay, the Neomorph, they can feel going clomp, 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 clomp and running towards them, and it is going to charge into them and do an abomination attack. A 5 arm pull. The abomination grabs the victim's arm and tries to pull it clean off of its bare hands. Roll for the attack using 6 base dice, damage 1. If the attack causes damage, it automatically triggers injury 54, triggering an immediate panic roll. Okay, so it runs forwards. This is 50-50. 1 to 3, it's Cat. It's Rimmer. Okay, so it charges into Rimmer. 6 base dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Attempting to grab hold of Rimmer and pull Rimmer's arm off. Getting 1 hit. Rimmer has a 4 and a 5 and 2 of them, and needs to defend against 1 easily, 2 of them. So Rimmer uses his fast action to pull his arm. Dear me, so dirty. So it runs forward, grabs his arm and attempts to yank, and Rimmer tucks using his boots and his strain, pulls away so as he can rectify and level up the pulse rifle. Now we have Cat. What is Cat going to do? Cat is going to... Cat has nothing that he can do. What can Cat do that's quite intense? Cat is going to make a difficult, a demanding, a hard mobility roll to attempt to unlock the Neomorph's magnetic boots. That's what Cat's going to do. Cat is going to make a difficult, so Cat has got 3 for agility, 1 for mobility and 2 stress dice. Difficult takes 2 off. He needs 1 hit and he has unlocked the boots. No, he will push, which then gives him 3 stress now. No. He does a panic. He panics because he's down near the Neomorph's feet. 4, but he holds it together. And so Cat has basically moved around and attempted to reach down. He's attempting to unlock the boots, the magnetic boots, like basically disengage the magnetic part of the Neomorph's boots. So as he floats off into space, Neomorph. 3, throw. Okay. If he throws one of them, they need to make a mobility roll or they go drifting off into space. Alright, so he is going to throw. There's a chance. 1 to 3 is Cat, 4, 5, 6 is Rimmer. Rimmer, he is going to use 9 base dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 base dice to try and throw Rimmer. 1 hit. Rimmer is going to have to use his last action to defend himself. which is 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 1, and 2 of them. He gets 2 hits. So Rimmer locks his boots in, and the Neomorph is unable to disengage him and throw him out of the way. Back to the top, Neomorph standing there with them. A 2, Fist Strike, strikes his victim with a powerful punch, 10 base dice, 1, 2, 3, Rimmer, 4, 5, 6, it's Cat this time. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Attempts to punch Cat, who's on the ground, just sort of smashed his fist down. 2 hits against Cat. Cat attempts to dodge, so Cat does have combat for dodging, which is 3, and he has 3 stress dice. He needs to try and avoid 2 hits. He does! He does! So Cat, he's scrabbling around on the floor around near the Neomorph, just dodges to the sides as the Neomorph tries to slam his fist down. Cat, as he's down there, is going to try again with his 3 stress dice and his 4 minus, did I say minus 2? Yeah, I did say minus 2, so he's got 4 minus 2 for his mobility. He is going to attempt to disengage the Neomorph's boots. He gets a hit. He gets a hit. Okay, he gets a hit. So it does have mobility. It's a mobility of 5. If it dodges it, then it uses up its next move. So if it sort of kicks out and stops Cat from being able to do this, it will then use up its next move. It does. So it attempts to kick out and stop Cat from doing it. So Cat doesn't get to disengage the boot, so it doesn't just float off, but it has used up its move. And at that, Rimmer can now step forward and open up with the pulse rifle, and he may use full auto. So he gets 4 for agility, 3 for range combat, 1 if it's a pulse rifle, plus 2 because he's going full auto, plus 3 stress dice because he gets 2 that he started off with, and he gets 1 stress dice added automatically onto this. And he is emptying the pulse rifle into the Neomorph as it's standing there. Getting a nice healthy 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. I am going to say that he is going to use an extra stress, and he is going to re-roll all of these ones. Yes, I do acknowledge that that means he could roll a panic, which he does, but he does get an extra hit. And then he's got 4 panic dice and a 6. Let's see what he rolls. So 4, 5, 6, 7. He just has nervous twitches, which is just a +1 for those. But he gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits on it. It has a 6, which is only a 3. It defends against 1. So we do 2, 3, 4, 5 points of damage, but he does have to reload. 5 points of damage to the Neomorph, halving his hit points, doing a huge amount of damage straight into the Neomorph's face. Neomorph, it's had a huge amount, so part of its suit's been shattered off. The front of the faceplate, which is already cracked from its head, is now completely been decimated. 4. Pounce. The abomination leaps onto its victim like a big... So that would be pouncing onto Rimmer. 8 base dice. So if it misses, I will say it potentially could float off into space as it jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 hits. Rimmer will then use his 4, 5, and now 5 stress dice to try and defend against 2 hits. If he gets enough, oh, he only gets 1. Okay, now he's got the suit, which is a 4. So now he's got to defend against 1 hit. He's got a 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So he can't push him off into space, but that does it. So both of the attacks are defeated. It pounces on him and it's starting to smash him, but it doesn't knock him to the ground, and they're both still locked into place where they are. Now I'm off. Cat is going to, because Cat did it before, Cat is going to attempt to reload the pulse rifle for Rimmer. I don't know if this makes any sense. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. +1, +3. We'll make it difficult and we'll take 1 off of it to make it difficult. He gets 2 hits. 2 hits, I'm happy. 2 hits, and I'm happy so Cat reloads the pulse rifle for Rimmer. I don't know if that makes any sense. That's it for Rimmer though. That's the rifle is now got no more ammo left. That was Cat. Now we've got the Neomorph again, standing right next to Rimmer and Cat. 1, roar. The abomination screams in fury. All humans in short range must make an immediate panic roll. Okay, so it screams in fury. Rimmer, drop item. Okay, he drops the pulse rifle. It would be a mobility roll for him to grab it, and it will use up his quick. We'll say it's floating there at the moment. And Cat, 9. Cat, drop item as well. Cat hasn't got anything to drop. He wasn't carrying anything. The only thing he's got is the toolkit, but that's across his body. What has Cat got that he could drop? We'll make him make a mobility roll, otherwise that toolkit is also drifting off into space. So let's do mobility roll for Cat. No, he succeeds. 8, trembling, yeah, nice. We'll call that a success. So Cat's got the toolkit. Rimmer has dropped the pulse rifle. It's Rimmer's turn. Rimmer needs to make a mobility roll to grab the pulse rifle. Nothing for mobility. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, most definitely. 3 hits, no panics. Rimmer clutches the pulse rifle. I'm going to allow him to do that and not use up his, as all part of one action. As part of his slow action, he's going to grab that, turn, and then empty everything into the abomination again. So we'll keep those ones on the board because he's still got those 5, but we +1 to it because he's doing full auto. He gets 4 for his agility, 3 for range combat, 1 for the pulse rifle, 2 for full auto. The chance of him going mental and running off deck is huge. The abomination, sorry, I dropped the dice. The abomination turns, looks at Rimmer with the howl of fury as Rimmer opens up into its face. Oh, just 1. So what have we got? We've got 3, 4, 5 hits. Can't do a reroll, but has got, oh no, that's bad. That's bad, okay. Has got 2, so what's that? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 means he's just got nervous twitching. Nervous twitching, so we've got 5 hits against the Neomorph. So the Neomorph's armor is a 6, which means it drops to a 3, defending against a 5. Whoop. No hits, okay. So what's that? So it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points, absolutely annihilating the Neomorph, shattering it. We now need to make a critical injury for the Neomorph. Oop. Rise again. Falls to the ground, seemingly dead, but is a ruse. If it's attacked again or on its next initiative, gains 1 hit point of health and rises, fueled by instinctive hatred. So the rifle is out of ammo. If it's attacked again or on its next initiative, it will rise again, which it is its next initiative. So they both sigh a sigh of relief. It's now got 1 hit point left. It will then 6. Okay, head crush. Grabs the victim's head and tries to crush it with its bare hands. Roll for the attack using 7 base dice. Okay. 1, 2, 3, Cat. 4, 5, 6, Rimmer. 6, Rimmer. Okay. So it is going to turn to Rimmer and attempt to crush Rimmer. It has 7 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2 hits. Rimmer needs to defend against this. I'm going to make this the last thing that this thing does because it's probably going to kill Rimmer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need to get 2 hits. Okay, nothing and a panic, so he can't re-roll that. I think it's just killed Rimmer. Okay, so before I roll the panic, we've got 4 dice for Rimmer's armor. He needs to save 2 hits, otherwise it's done. If it causes it automatically triggers 64, killing the victim. Okay. 2 hits it needs to save. Oh, come on, Rimmer, come on, Rimmer. Nope. Okay, so. Okay. Rimmer levels, and we'll say that then the Neomorph dies and Cat is out there by himself. So the Neomorph, in the last burst of anger, as the Neomorph, as Rimmer leans down to tap it with the barrel of the pulse rifle, and Cat is stepping back, breathing heavily. I'll need to roll Cat's oxygen 3 times maybe. Rimmer leans down, and the Neomorph, wearing its also red armor, reaches both hands up and grabs Rimmer's head, pulling Rimmer down to its shattered face as the rounds have just annihilated the Neomorph's head and upper torso. The 2 huge bursts of auto fire have just pulverized this Neomorph, and with a scream of guttural, viscous fluid splattering across the front of Rimmer's helmet, there's a cracking sound as we can see the Neomorph putting pressure on either side of Rimmer's head. The faceplate of the helmet begins to fracture as hairline fractures spread from the center to the outer edges, and Rimmer looks panicked. You can see panic in Rimmer's eyes as his eyes go wide as air starts to leak out of the helmet, and then there's a sickening sound of someone, when you see the strongmen crushing a watermelon, a bit like that. There's a and then you just see the inside of the helmet is just splattered with what was AJ Rimmer, Navigation Officer, First Class. And that's where we'll end this session, with the sad demise of Ace or Smeghead, leaving Cat outside on his own, not knowing what to do next, as the limp body of his ex-crewmate begins to flop from side to side, with a large abomination clinging on in its death throes to his head. Thank you very much for watching. Again, if you're not a subscriber, do consider subscribing. If you are already a subscriber, thank you very much. You are an awesome crowd of people. I do enjoy talking to you all. Thank you very much to the Adventurers Guild for all of your support that you always give. Can I wish you all some awesome solo role-playing in the coming days. What is it? Today's a Saturday for me, so it'll be coming in to be a Saturday for you. Have a great weekend, and I shall see you next time. Bye.